Beautiful morning here at WROI 92.1 FM, WROIFM.com. It's Friday morning. That can only mean one thing. We welcome Dick Belcher to the studio for the first federal radio program. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Going to be a great weekend.
Absolutely. What a great month thus far, huh?
Yeah. It's going to get a little chilly.
A little bit this weekend.
Tonight.
Yep.
Tonight, and maybe a little snow for the football games.
I heard that word in the forecast. Made me a little nervous, but I guess it's mid-November, isn't it?
It is. Thanksgiving's coming.
Absolutely. Next week already. Goodness.
Yeah.
Do we have a show next Friday?
Well, why wouldn't we?
Well, that's what I said when they asked me that.
Absolutely.
Excellent. We'll be here for you. So after you eat that turkey on Thursday, Friday morning, tune into us.
Yeah, I'll waddle in.
As will I.
And First Federal will be open on Friday.
Good to know. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
First Federal open next Friday.
Yeah.
That's Black Friday. You need all that money for the sales, right?
That's right, yeah. Okay. Well, Times Theater Inc. received a $10,000 grant for from the National Trust for Historical Preservation.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's got to be matched.
I know, but hey, it's a good start.
So, yes, at least the carrot's out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. General Motors says about 160 jobs are being cut from a plant in Kokomo, Indiana. This cut will affect about 100 hourly and 60 salaried employees.
Don't like to hear that.
Mr. Trump won't like that.
No, he will not.
Now, last week we talked about the number of vice presidents to come from the state of Indiana.
Yes, sir.
How many was it?
I think it was 4.
Wrong.
Was it 5?
Oh, you got to pay attention.
I was sleeping.
Yeah, well, it's 5,
Okay.
and then plus the one that we have now, Mr. Pence, at
Yes, sir.
6. So
6 total.
6 total.
Excellent.
Of course, Dan Quayle.
Yes.
Then it goes way back to 1819, Tom Hendricks, and then Tom Marshall, and Charles Fairbanks, and Cyrus Koufax. That's 1823.
1823.
Yeah, the birthplace of American vice president.
I like it. I like it. A rich and storied history here in Indiana.
You know, they used to talk about Purdue, the birthplace of good quarterbacks. I said used to.
You will always hold the title for birthplace of great astronauts, though.
Well, always is a long time, but I'm sure that's right. Okay, here we got a little trivia for you this
Yes, sir.
morning. What famous movie was shown on broadcast television for the first time in November of 1956? Was it A Wonderful Life, The Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, or Gone with the Wind?
I know that one.
Okay, don't tell me.
I shan't.
Okay. Okay, in the sports field, Purdue lost to Northwestern yet last week, 45-17, and they have the privilege of playing Wisconsin tomorrow. IU 5-5, they lost to number 8 Penn State, 45-31. But they did a really nice job. That the score does not indicate how close it really was. IU plays at Michigan, number 3 Michigan. That could be tough.
That could be tough.
Now, see, we're going to get down to the old open bucket, and IU will have to win that game to be bowl eligible.
I like it when it means something.
Well, we at Purdue like it also.
It's going to rev up the Boilermakers, isn't it?
That's right. Well, the seniors, they want to win that
Yeah,
game.
they want to knock off those Hoosiers.
Yeah, right. Okay, Purdue last week, Purdue basketball played Villanova, played them very well.
Yes, they did.
And a lot of other games coming up. And of course, IU beat Kansas in an overtime.
Absolutely. What a great game.
Yeah, then you know what happened to Kansas the next time they played.
I didn't see it.
They beat Duke, number 1 in the country, at Madison Square Garden.
That sounds like the Hoosiers woke up Kansas and Kansas woke up Duke.
Yeah.
It's what you do early in the season.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the Purdue IU basketball this year, though. That's going to be a good contest for sure.
Yep. Do we play once or twice?
I believe we play twice. I don't have the schedule yet.
I think that's right.
I haven't looked at it.
Okay. Rochester girls basketball team 0-4, but they won last night.
Yes, they did. So
And-
now they're 1-4.
1-4.
And you made mention about this was a special night for Tony, right?
That's right. He won his 250th game. The coach did, and in 17 seasons with the Zebras.
That's just incredible.
That's very good.
Fortunate to have him here,
He's-
doing a great job with the program.
He's turned out some really great athletes and great ladies.
Absolutely.
Okay, Maddie Sailors won the 50 and 100 freestyle, and Abby McCarter won the 100 butterfly and the 100 breaststroke for the host Lady Z's in a dual meet with over Plymouth.
Yeah,
That's-
absolutely. It's the start of the swim season. Girls started already. Boys start here next week. And, hey, they're off to a great start with some junior leadership this year on the girls' side.
They got some good girls there. Colts 4 and 5 had a bye this week. They host the Titans on Sunday.
Struggling. I'm still hearing a lot of optimism out of Indianapolis, though. So
Who's that coming from? The coach's wife?
yes, it is actually.
Yeah.
She writes a blog, and she's optimistic.
Okay. There's a lot of people aren't very optimistic, but we will be optimistic.
Absolutely.
They will. It's the beginning of the second half of the season.
I agree.
So
Anything can happen.
we'll make it work. Operation Christmas Child is collecting shoeboxes filled with toys, school supplies, and hygiene items at Grace Methodist Church from 4 to 7 today and 9 to 3 tomorrow. Fulton County Crafters Annual Fall Craft Show is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow at the Fulton County 4-H Fairgrounds.
Excellent.
Vendors will fill 2 buildings and food will be available. That's a big event. The Salvation Army is planning its 2016 Red Kettle campaign and needs some bell ringers.
Yes, we talked to them last week.
We did.
Great work they're doing.
Yeah, and the guy that's heading this up by the name of Inyard, he was giving us instructions on how to ring the bell.
Yes, he was. He's an aficionado at that.
Is he?
He knows how to ring them in.
Okay.
I don't have sound effects. You would have heard a drum roll right there.
What, you don't have that?
I don't. They probably do. I don't know how to hit the button.
Fulton County Public Library will host the bicentennial barn quilt from November 21st to 22nd, and the Akron Area Arts League will co-host a reception for local quilt artists from 4 to 6. What's barn quilt?
I don't know.
Helen, you know?
I would say it's a quilt.
It's a quilt quilted in a barn
Or with barns on it.
with barns on
It
it.
could be. I don't know.
That'd be the title of the.
We're going to have to investigate this.
Well, they've got these patches on there. They got 92 of them,
92
representing the 92 counties, of course. So I'm sure you're going to know that.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, President-elect Trump has been busy.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, they show Trump Towers. You know, it's open to the public.
I know. They've got, I think MSNBC took a camera and just sat it in there.
Yeah.
And they bounced to it throughout the day for apparently no reason other than to watch people walking through a lobby. But maybe a glimpse of the Donald.
Yeah. Well,
I hear he wants to stay in New York more than Washington.
they're going to move the White House.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Just gonna pick it up. Got
Yeah.
a crew gonna move the whole thing.
Well, you know, he opened his fabulous hotel. Just
And let me tell you something, folks. It is fabulous.
okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that was my Donald Trump impression for the week.
Where's your hat?
Yeah, I don't have a hat.
See, he bought the old post office building,
Yes.
and it's about 2 blocks from the Capitol, and so he can just stay there. He don't need to stay at the White House.
He might.
Well, I'm sure that this hotel's probably nicer than the White House.
I would guarantee that. Not as historic, though, right?
No. Well, yes, I don't know how he got the old post office building bought.
I don't know.
He's something else. Whew. Okay. Well, I read this in the USA Today yesterday. 62% of Americans in their workplace say that the air conditioning is too cold. Now,
My staff would agree.
And I'm adding this, that 48% say it's too hot.
Yes, they do. That's 150%, isn't it?
Yeah. We partially solved that issue at First Federal when we built on our new. Every room has their own thermostat,
Yes.
so they can get as cold as they want, they be as hot as they want, and it's stopped the phone traffic to my desk a lot.
Number one complaint was the temperature, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Talma residents Linda and Jim Earp are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary tomorrow. Congratulations to them. Also, a milestone was reached by Gwen Eiffel, a well-known journalist for PBS and the national news.
Absolutely.
Died of cancer at age 61. Some flowers today, Scott.
Okay.
Okay.
Like the flowers.
Okay, let's do some flowers for the Occupant Pink Team. They raised over $3,000 for cancer research. And then the girls' coach, Tony,
Yeah.
250 of the win.
Now it's November, so the flowers, mums, right? Isn't that what we should be giving out?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Maybe.
making sure.
Maybe.
Maybe mums.
Maybe. Yeah.
Amaryllis are not due for another month yet, though, so those are the Christmas flowers.
Oh. Okay. Whatever you say.
I'm not a master gardener, but I play one on TV.
Okay, let's talk to these lady and gentlemen that's joined us today. From Pierre Absey and Chris Hausman from the St. Joe Church and fundraising. Pierre, tell us what you're here for.
Well, we're here, we have one mission and one visitation to our sister parish in Mariani, Haiti. During Father Raphael's visit to Rochester, this past September, he encouraged us to meet with the people of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, to deepen our twinning relationship with them. The pastoral visitation team is planning a trip this coming February 2017 to go and meet the people of the parish and community and visit some of the projects and pastoral programs, and of course participate in the parish liturgies and activities. So this team will go February 22nd to 27th. There's another team, the medical team, which Chris is head of that program, and so she would tell us more about that.
Well, the medical team leaves on February 1st. We'll be there for 7 days. We'll work 5 days of medical clinic. And right now we're getting ready for our big pie auction, which helps us buy all the medication that we need to buy to take to Haiti. And that's going to be this Sunday, and we're looking to bring in a lot of money for our cause.
Okay, tell us time and place and what you're going to have there.
Breakfast starts at 8 o'clock at St. Joe in the parish hall, and then the auction will begin at 10:30. John Little is going to come in and be our auctioneer this year, so it should be a lot of fun and raise lots of money.
I think you've done this in the past, right? And,
We have.
Matter of fact, I think I've been to a couple of those and donated some money. So,
Great,
yeah.
come again.
Okay, now what are you going to have besides pies?
Well,
Do you have other
there'll be
things?
other things. There'll be cinnamon rolls. There'll be probably caramels, jellies.
Okay.
People will bring whatever they make the best and donate it to the auction.
And there will be a breakfast, like Chris said, from 8 to 10:30.
Okay.
And that breakfast is served by the Knights of Columbus. It is a very, very good breakfast. Scrambled eggs and coffee and
Okay.
pancakes, etc., etc. A free will donation, by the way.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's this coming Sunday with the fundraiser for the trip to Haiti. Your church has sponsored this for many years, right? The trip to Haiti?
Yes. Our first medical mission went in 1996. So we've been
Okay,
going for
okay.
a long time, taking medical missions down there.
Okay, now, what is your place, interest, and how long you been involved in that? Since '96?
Since '96, I've gone 18 times. This will be my 18th trip to Haiti.
Okay, now.
I've gone both on the dental team, and then when Mike Vanden Bosch stepped down, somehow I got put in charge of lining up the medical team.
Okay. Now, have things, in the past 10 years, have things improved any in Haiti, or is it still?
I say where we go, I think the vitamins have done a lot of good. I don't see the distended bellies anymore or the red hair. So I think that what we have done has brought a lot of good health to Haiti.
You say red hair?
Red hair, that it symbolizes they're malnourished. That's just one of the signs of
Okay.
malnourishment.
Okay.
So I've seen lots of improvement in that.
Well, that's great. You guys doing a great job down there. Don't forget the St. Joe Church breakfast at 8:30 or 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock,
8
and then the really big auction at 10.
10:30.
10:30.
10:30,
The auction
okay.
starts.
So stop in. Thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
having
Dick.
us.
Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Scott, one thing we didn't talk about this morning, which we very seldom mention, is weeds.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got to give weeds to United Airlines for becoming the first big U.S. airline to limit low-fare customers to one carry-on bag that fits under a seat.
Yeah, the harder they make it to fly, the less of us are going to fly, right?
Yeah, I don't
My
know.
goodness.
Well, these are the cheap seats, I think. I'm not sure about that, but
I agree on the weeds there, though.
yeah.
You got to get that reversed.
Now, Warren Buffett this week bought 4 airlines.
He did.
Stock of 4 airlines. I mean, he invested billions, and he's always been very sour on airlines. Going back into the late 60s,
Absolutely.
70s, he had no confidence at all. So Warren's on board now. So
Something must have changed. That's good. I'm going to look those up. He's a pretty savvy investor.
yeah, he's pretty savvy. I think he's about 85 now,
Yes.
but he's gonna live forever.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he will. Nicest guy in the world. I've watched many a show on him. Lives in the same house in Omaha that he lived in for years. Goes to the same coffee shop. Just a great guy.
One of the good old boys.
Absolutely.
His son farms in Illinois. Big farmer there.
How can you go wrong if you got farming in your heart, right?
Yeah, right. Well, he's taken on some. The son has taken on a couple projects for feeding the world.
Yep.
And being more efficient.
Yeah, doing a lot of philanthropy over there.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, that's good. Okay, and money news. The Dow has had a nice rise. It closed up 35 yesterday. We're at 18,904. And Tom would say, "Well, when's it going to hit 19?
That's
or
right.
When's it going
When's it get 20? You
Yeah.
tell me that, and I'll have my money ready.
No. You want to get in now.
Well, okay, because it's gonna get there, right?
Uh-huh, yeah. Okay, now, our president-elect's not gonna like this. Ford will be the first automaker to import cars from India to the U.S. Ford says that its EcoSport compact crossover introduced for the U.S. market at the Los Angeles Auto Show on Monday will be shipped here from India starting in 18. He's not gonna be happy.
No, he won't. But kudos, I'll tell you what, if you look at the economic plight of India over the past 25 years, some people did some really smart things to get that country back up and running. Unfortunately, at the cost of a lot of U.S. jobs.
Yeah. Well, you know, you call these helplines, they're quite often, they're in India.
Absolutely. It's cheap labor. They've got entire systems for those type of things.
Yeah. Well, the Fed met this week, and Chairperson Janet Yellen said, we may raise rates next month. Well, she said that for about 5 or 6 months now, so that it may happen this time.
Yeah, after a while, it's a little bit of crying wolf, isn't it? You don't know whether or not to believe that she's going to do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. That will be interesting to see how that plays out. But see, a year ago in December, they raised a quarter, and it didn't affect anything to speak of. It
Right.
never affected mortgage rates, long-term or short-term, and so we'll see what happens when she raises again. And that rate that she raises is the rate that a bank has to pay when they borrow from the Federal Reserve.
Right, so there's direct implications to the
Yeah.
rates that the banks
And
can offer.
it's considered inflationary,
Yeah,
and she's been waiting on inflation. We have inflation that doesn't amount to very much right now. so.
right.
Okay, at First Federal, we're open today till 5. Our ATM is always open, and you can bank with us anytime online with our mobile app. We are mortgage loan specialists featuring local loan servicing. We're wearing blue jeans today at the bank for our charity of the month, which is the Salvation Army.
Excellent.
We if our people want to wear blue jeans, they got to contribute.
I like it. No, it's a
Yeah,
good
to
way.
the
Let them
charity.
be casual and raise some funds.
That's right. Yeah, this is our 50th year, and we're doing a special every month, and Salvation Army is that charity for this month. And just wait till next month, see what it is.
Yeah,
Can you wait?
December, giveaways, philanthropy, it's going to be big.
Okay.
Big show.
Okay. Borrowers must meet the underwriting guidelines. The delivery fee may be applicable to the mortgage loan. First Federal's FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927.
That makes us legal.
And just a little side note, bar side here, that the house directly south of us, we took it down yesterday and for more parking.
More parking.
More parking, yeah. And some green space. We're gonna
Now,
have some.
when I talked to Larry Evans, he talks about the property he owned there back in the day.
Yes.
Wishing he could sell that to you now.
I'm glad he can. Yeah, we bought Larry's house and his barber shop and
Yeah.
the hatchery and 3 or 4 other houses
Yeah.
over the years. So, but we have more than 70 employees there now, and then when we have meetings or closings going on, there's a shortage of parking, so we'll get that expanded. Okay, Helen Enyer, we're glad to have you with us today
Thank you.
to talk about, well, what are you going to talk about?
Holiday Pops, of course.
Okay.
It's that time. Next Saturday night
Mhm.
after Thanksgiving. We've done this for 15 years.
Is it 15 years?
Yes.
Okay, now,
Scioto Desai sponsored it. Started out with the Arts Commission. And when the Arts Commission went away, we, as a philanthropy for art and music, couldn't let that go, and so we took it.
okay, now tell us about this. How do you make this thing work? I know there's a big fee to bring them in.
It is. We have 2 fundraisers. In June, we send out letters to business and industries asking for their financial support. And then in September, we send another letter to individuals, art patrons, and invite them to an afternoon of music, which we have a string quartet come from the Phil, and we hold it in a private home, and people contribute to that event. Those 2 fundraisers, plus we seek grants. This year we have a grant from REMC, and we have a grant from Indiana Arts Commission. And then, of course, our own sorority, we kick in $2,000 that we've
Okay.
raised through other fundraisers.
What's the total cost to bring the unit here?
About 16.4.
16.4, okay. Well, it's a great event, a treat for our community. You have it at the high school auditorium,
Yes.
and that's Saturday night at 7:30,
Doors open at 6:45.
and tickets are available.
Tickets are available at a number of places, actually. The First Federal is our first choice. Library, Flirt, the Streamliner, and at the Sentinel.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you're expecting a big crowd and another,
We certainly hope so.
yeah. And that's next Saturday night, right after Thanksgiving, and so you can come and have a good evening.
It's a good kickoff for the holidays.
Yeah.
And there's even a little sing-along.
Oh, we're having a sing-along?
Yeah,
Okay.
Christmas carols,
So
put you
you-
in the mood.
Okay, now what's your personal interest in this, Helen? I know you
I'm-
and Dick have involved in a lot of things in the community, and you've really served us well over the years.
That's paying our rent for Space on Earth.
Oh my God. Wow, that's great.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a Sciote, have been for more than 30 years, and this is just a project that I find very satisfying, because if someone wants to see an orchestra such as this, they have to go somewhere else.
Yes.
And that's just one of the benefits of living in Rochester, to have it here.
That's great.
We hope in the future to have it at the Times Theater.
Ooh, okay. Well, we need $10,000 matching
Yes.
funds right now to work on that, so that'd be good.
That would be.
Yeah. Thank you, Helen, for stopping by this
Thanks
morning
for
and
having
talking
me.
about that. Okay, Scott, I read this week that the more electric cars are being produced. Like, of course, Tesla, they've already got their electric car out, but Jaguar, Audi, and Aston Martin is coming out with electric cars.
It's the wave of the future.
Soon. Now, the opposite of that is they had the largest oil find in Texas this week ever. They project that it will produce 20 billion barrels and 16 trillion cubic feet of gas.
Holy cow.
Okay, now see, price of gas will probably go down.
It's already low.
Yeah, and $2.
Yep.
And but to sell electric cars, which my daughter's involved in that with Nissan,
Right?
I tell her you need $5 gas.
Yes.
The more expensive, the more appeal electric car
Absolutely.
has. However, they're just, all of the manufacturers now are getting into the electric car thing.
They are.
Well, that's good. Okay, our trivia this morning is what famous movie was shown on broadcast television for the first time in November of '56? A Wonderful Life, The Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, or Gone with the Wind?
Now, if I miss this, I'm going to have misremembered my entire childhood, but I'm going to have to say it's The Wizard of Oz.
You're right.
Okay. We waited till November to be able to watch it. See, the kids nowadays have instant access to everything. We
Good.
had to wait 12 months to watch this show
Good.
every year.
On November the 2nd of 1956, The Wizard of Oz appeared on broadcast television for the first time on CBS. It is now viewed as one of the most popular films of all time.
I would agree.
Okay. All right, let's close this broadcast this morning, and thanks, Scott, for filling in. I appreciate that a lot. From Mahatma Gandhi, he said, and it's 1869, he died in 1948.
Yes, sir.
You know, he did the fasting,
Yes, sir.
remember?
Yes.
Remember your history?
Civil disobedience.
That's right, yeah. Okay, he said this: the future depends on what we do in the present.
Correct. Well said, sir.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody,
Helen,
for
for
listening.
coming in.
Helen, Pierre, everyone here, WRO, I want to thank you for listening with us this morning. We'll see you next week here on the First Federal
A
Program.
lot has changed since 1966, but your local banking partner, First Federal Savings Bank, hasn't. We've evolved. By combining today's technology with our timeless service to make banking more convenient and enjoyable. At First Federal, we believe in the best way forward is to continue treating customers like family. The dedicated service of our First Federal family members and the support of our wonderful communities keep us going. As I've said for 50 years, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best.